Good morning, everybody. Welcome back once again to Maximus the Fourth. What I have here are 2 cans of Pepsi. The title of today's video is going to be what would happen if you drank a previous Pepsi next to a current one. In today's video, we're going to target and scan exactly what changed. Take a deep dive look on the cans from head to toe and see exactly what changed on the Pepsi logo, etc., whatnot. Here we go. I'm then going to open up both of these and give you guys a taste test and let you know exactly what I think, and then we will be done here. So let's get it on. Now, this is not the first time I've done a Pepsi taste test comparison. This would be the third one, but it's for different reasons, and as you guys can see, you know why I'm doing this. But I originally had this idea in my head a little while ago, and it's kind of taken me a little while to execute the idea because I was running into some trouble trying to find one of these previous Pepsis. Now, initially, my thought was, where could I find one of these? Because there's very little examples, even on eBay. The thing is that it's the same exact flavor of Pepsi. Nothing's changed in the formula or anything other than just the packaging. So naturally, most people, they're not really going to care to collect these previous Pepsi cans because it's just the same flavor. But believe it or not, these previous Pepsi cans, they're already kind of rare for good reason. And yeah, so... But I was like, where could I find one of these? And I figured my in-laws would be the best spot to look because they drink soda and they buy it all the time. Pepsi, Coke, Dr. Pepper, 7-Up, doesn't matter. They drink it all. And originally when I looked for one of these in their refrigerator, I couldn't find one, and I looked everywhere. But then I looked again, and lo and behold, I found one that was buried at the bottom of their drawer, at the bottom of their fridge. And I couldn't be any happier today. So the first difference is if you are to take a look at these, you'll notice that the old one, the Pepsi logo ball, is completely separate from the Pepsi word. The Pepsi is much smaller words that are white, that are lowercase, and the Pepsi logo ball, red, white, and blue, the stripes are kind of going in more of a half sideways, half vertical angle. Whereas on the new one, they decided to put the Pepsi word inside of the Pepsi logo ball, and now those red, white, and blue stripes are going almost completely flat with a little bit of a wave. Now, if you were to turn both the Pepsi cans to the next angle, you'll notice on the old one, there was a secondary Pepsi word that was printed on the can going vertical. And if you look at the P, they placed that Pepsi logo ball inside the bubble of the P. Whereas on the new one, they decided to leave that part blank. Now, if you turn it again with me, you'll notice that the print of the words, if I'm not mistaken, they are slightly larger on the old one, whereas on the new one, they're slightly smaller. And then the last difference that I can see is if you look at the 150 calorie per can stamp, and then the 12 full ounces and 35 milliliter stamps, you'll notice that they're quite a ways away from the Pepsi word / logo, whereas on the new one, they brought those stamps much closer to that ball. And the shape of the can hasn't really changed much at all. It's pretty much the same. The last difference that I can see is that the previous Pepsi design, they had a lighter blue, whereas the new one, it's a lot more of a darker blue. Actually, sometimes, depending on how the sun hits one of these things, it almost looks black. And this can, the previous one is from, it's January 29th, 2024, but generally expiration dates are good for about 6 months. So I can tell you with confidence this can is definitely from 2023. And then this one, obviously, it's from 2025. and the expiration date on this one is March 31st. So now that I've walked you guys through the exact differences on these designs of Pepsi, let's go ahead and start by opening up the old one and trying it out. Man, isn't the old Pepsi logo cool? I know I'm not the only person that misses the old Pepsi logo. Okay, now let's go ahead and open up the new one and then compare the liquids side by side. Okay, take a look. The new one is to your guys' right, and the old one is to your guys' left. You can see that the old one, the bubbles, they look a little bit dimmer, and the liquid is pretty much the same color, whereas the new one, the bubbles are a little bit bigger and a little bit more sporadic, which is, yeah, definitely something to be said there. It's pretty obvious there. And other than that, there's really not much of a difference other than what I just said. So let's go ahead and start by downing this old one. Let me taste that first. The old one, very sweet, crisp. It definitely has a little bit of a watery taste. I've said this before in many of my videos. I think that if you have a can of any soda and it's at least 1 or 2 years old, for some reason it just tastes a little bit better. It's like aged fine wine. Let me give you guys just a little bit of a taste on the new one too. Okay, the new one, yeah, it tastes the same, but the fizz is a lot more powerful, which I feel like it's kind of hindering the flavor ever so slightly. Like the LA Beast has said about Pepsi Blue, and like I've said many times, emulating the LA Beast, I would absolutely take the old Pepsi over the new one. So, yeah, let's go ahead and finish off this old Pepsi. So smooth. Something so smooth about the old can. That's a cool can. I wish they'd bring that back, but it's just not going to happen. Crisp, tasty, tastes the way it should. It's Pepsi. Amazing. Now the new one, let's go. Very, very powerful taste. The fizz being sporadic and brand new. Definite difference there. Stores have expiration dates for a reason. You want to make sure you're giving your customers the best product you can possibly get your hands on. But like I said, I would still take the old one over the new one. I don't know why. It's just how I feel. Okay, you guys, that's it. That was the full previous and current Pepsi experience. At the end of the day, what would happen if you drank a previous Pepsi next to a current one? You guys just saw it. That's what happens. As per usual, if you guys are new to this channel and you need something else to do, I got 4 videos that I need to promote to 1,000 views. The first one is going to be Powerade Mixed Berry, 0 sugar, 2-liter chug. The second one is going to be Coke Orange Cream, official review. The third one is going to be Mountain Dew Baja Blast, what would happen if you recarbonated an old bottle. And then the fourth one is going to be Reese's Sticks candy bar review. I'll make sure to leave all 4 of the links of those videos down in the description of this video. And for all other extras and even ways to help support this channel, it's all going to be listed down in the description below. Maximus the Fourth here. As always, I thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. God bless you guys.